On Mentza, we've built a set of recruitment tools that help you go from JD to shortlist to interview in a structured way. Let's walk through each of these tools. The resume screener matches resumes with job descriptions and scores them based on relevance. It helps you cut noise and focus on the most relevant profiles first. To create a new screener, start by naming it. For example, math teacher. Then upload the job description for the math teacher role and create the screener. Once uploaded, the system identifies key parameters from the JD that can be evaluated based on the resume. These parameters are editable if needed. After you're satisfied, save the criteria. The system will then generate a scoring rubric with weighted parameters based on the job description. You can adjust the weights if necessary. Once finalized, the resume screener is ready. Now upload resumes for the candidates you want to evaluate. Select the resumes, add them to the list, and click Upload Resumes. After processing, you'll see each resume scored against the criteria. You'll find an overall score and breakdowns such as education, experience, and other relevant categories. If some resumes cannot be evaluated, they will be marked accordingly. You can now shortlist candidates using filters. For example, you might require a minimum score of 3 for education or 5 for experience. Based on these filters, the system will display the candidates who meet your criteria. These are the candidates you may want to invite for an interview. Next, let's move on to the AI interview builder. Mentza's AI-led interviews make interviewing simple. A screener interview can be created by uploading a job description or by chatting with the assistant to build one quickly. Mentza then generates role-specific screener criteria and evaluation weightage in a structured format, which can be reviewed and adjusted before submitting. With a single link, candidates can take the interview anytime. As submissions come in, attempts and reports are available in one place for effective reviewing. In cases where a video interview isn't ideal, the same interview is also available in an audio format. Here's a quick demo of the interview.
Your response highlights various aspects of your background. Can you provide a concrete example of a specific project where you utilized your communication and analytical skills to develop a solution for a customer? What was the challenge and what was the outcome?
We noticed that many customers were getting stuck in onboarding. We could not pinpoint the actual issue. It seemed that they were interested in the product itself, but somehow they were dropping off. And so I reached out to a few customers and collected information as to where they were getting stuck and what were they expecting. So it came out that they were getting confused by the options. It was a common problem. So we went back to the drawing board and redid the whole onboarding flow so that it can be clearer as to which options they are supposed to choose. So as a result, lots of other customers must have benefited as well. And in numbers, we saw a 25% increase in the completion rates of onboarding. We also saw that the customers were engaging better. There was an 8% increase in engagement in their first few sessions right after the onboarding. So it turned out to be an effective solution.
You demonstrated a solid approach to identifying and addressing customer issues. However, you mentioned redoing the onboarding flow. Can you clarify what specific strategies or techniques you used to redesign the workflow? What steps did you take to ensure that the new onboarding process effectively met customer needs?
There were two big problems with the original flow. One was the language. So the language was ambiguous. Some users could not pick one because they felt like they belonged in two categories, for example. The second was the user interface itself. It was a mixture of both of these. So when we redid the flow, we took these pain points into consideration and made sure that they were covered fully.
Thank you for the clarity. It seems you identified key pain points in both language and user interface. How did you collaborate with your team to implement these changes? Can you describe your approach to teamwork during this project and how you ensured all perspectives were integrated into the final solution?
Yes, I shared these pain points with the design and engineering teams, and we got aligned on a short list of fixes to make in the onboarding flow. Then I kept everything tracked in a document with the changes, tasks, owners, its deadline, etc. And before we launched the new onboarding flow, I did a final walkthrough with the whole team to just ensure and confirm that all the points were covered and nothing was missed. And that's how I collaborated with my team.
Your methodical approach to collaboration is noted. Moving on, can you discuss how you assess market potential and identify opportunities when working with sales teams?
Like this, the AI asks role-specific questions, and once the interview is completed, the responses are automatically organized into scores, reports, and recordings, ready for review. Here, you can apply filters to narrow down the candidates based on specific criteria. and finalize your shortlist based on the criteria that matter the most to you. You can also review detailed reports for each candidate. These reports include both the scores and qualitative feedback for every parameter that was evaluated. Once your shortlist is ready, you can download the entire table as a CSV file. This export includes all relevant information such as candidate scores, contact details, and other important data. You can now use this shortlist to proceed with the next steps in your recruitment process.